Let's go.
We are going.
We are going. So this week's movie is Paper Moon. It's from 1973. It's a comedy / crime film. And it was directed by Peter Bogdanovich, who also directed What's Up, Doc? If any of you saw that way back in the day. Mm-hmm. This movie stars Ryan and Tatum O'Neal and Madeline Kahn as the main characters. It was based on a novel called Addie Pray that was written by Joe David Brown. And he called Addie the young, quote, mistress of the con game, unquote. So yeah, it's a novel, so it's not real, but it's a great story. Tatum won an Academy Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. And this was her first time to ever act in a movie, so she did very well. She's the youngest ever to receive this award, said youngest competitive winner. So you have the characters of Moze Pray, who is Ryan, Addie Loggins, who's his daughter in real life, but also supposedly in the movie. It's never really proven, other than the fact that she swears that she has his jawline, but she only hears that from some of the other old ladies. I mean, the other women that are at the cemetery and relatives and such that want to say that she is his daughter. And then you have Trixie Delight, that's played by Madeline Kahn. And yeah, she's quite a hot mess. And then there's Imogene, that is her maid that takes care of her. So Addie is a tough, witty, calculating, precocious child. And she comes across as that right from the very beginning. When Moses has to take her, well, they ask him to take her to her great aunt's house. It would be her aunt's house in St. Joseph, Missouri, because he's traveling across Kansas. He's in Gorham, Kansas, which is between Russell and Hayes, kind of on the west side of the state. So it's a long way, especially in an old 1930, what is it, Model A, whatever type of vehicle it was to get there. But he takes her, and that's when all of the capers ensue. It's when they get together in that vehicle. So it's shot in black and white on the recommendation of Orson Welles, who is a friend of Peter Bogdanovich. So black and white with a red filter, so it would have a higher contrast. So the settings in Missouri and Kansas, it's Depression era, circa 1936. And Peter is able to put together, there are many sad scenes that show you that it is the Depression, but yet he injects the humor of these two, Ryan and Tatum, interacting with each other and their fun that they're having, which kind of lightens up the Depression of the era. The budget for the...
Can you turn that down a little bit?
The budget for the movie was $2.5 million, and the box office in the US made $30.9. So this all really started when she's in the truck. He takes her to this little town, I guess it was Gorham, buys her a hot dog that she's not going to eat. She starts throwing a fit because she has just heard him coerce $200 out of the man that supposedly killed her mother, out of his brother. He would take $200 to be quiet about it. Addie hears this, and so what does she say in the cafe, Gary?
Where's my $200?
I want
my $200.
$200. So that's when it started, and the games were on from there. But they ended up as a pretty good team. She was able to get more money for the Bibles, and what he wanted to ask for was for the risk of being arrested. They got $24 for that one for that rich lady. He just knew that she was going to get him in trouble. And then they were quick change artists, which somebody's got to explain this to me. I cannot follow that quick change series of events.
Good. I'll show up and I'll show you how it works.
Yeah, you're not meant to follow it. That's how it works. Yeah.
Well, that's true, but how does it work? I don't know. I've never figured that one out, but it's probably on Google somewhere. One of the things that Addie liked to do, and it made her very smart, was she had a radio. And she listened to Jack Benny. She listened to Franklin Roosevelt. She called him Frankie. And her dad wasn't such a fan. So there's kind of a little bit of, I don't know, similarities to today, con artists and such. But anyway, she had her, is it Cremo or Cremo? How do you pronounce the cigar box? And she kept all of her valuables in, including their money, and that became their cash box. And she kept track of every cent, especially since he owed her $200. Who did we? Are we getting?
Mahoney, we lost you, Mike.
Oh, he'll be back. So I loved Madeline Kahn. She was a con herself. And the fact that, she was some sort of a showgirl and Trixie Delight. Yeah, that says a lot right there. But boy, she had it going on when she was walking, I'll tell you. Boy, everything was going. It's kind of like Marilyn Monroe in a way, but she conned Moses out of so much money, getting him to buy her clothes, the fancy car, calling him daddy and doctor, and oh, your little baby's got to go winky tinky. And then Addie got so mad about that. So she just went winky tinky at lunch. Why does she have to go again? And there are just so many fun lines and comedy, so much comedy in this film. It just one after another. So I love the ending, of course, the best. He finds the envelope that she leaves for him with the picture of her in the paper moon, get out of the way here, that she had taken at the carnival that she gave to him. Of course, she goes running after him in the very end to catch up with him because she did not want to stay with her old aunt, even though there was, yeah, exactly what Jeff Copeland has. Regardless of how much pie and ice cream was there, she knew that she couldn't stay there with her. So I'll just turn over to you guys. Tell me what you think. Did you enjoy it? I hope you found it uplifting and fun after the serious week of election results and such that we had. I thought we needed something to lighten our spirits a bit.
Chris, did you see it when it first came out?
I think I did, but it's been so long ago, 1973. But yeah, I've always liked it. So I had to have seen it at some point, and I think that was it. How about you?
When I saw that it came out in 73, I was convinced that it was out after college. I don't remember seeing it. So and maybe I did see it when it first came out. I just didn't remember it. I thought it was a post-college release. Did anybody else remember seeing it in 73 at the time?
I did. I saw
You
it.
did?
Yeah, I went on a date and saw it
Do you remember how it hit you in 73?
Well, I already thought, Ryan O'Neal was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I was really happy to see that. Yeah. But the fact that it was in black and white was kind of cool. I remember thinking, wow, you don't, you only see old black and white movies, not new black and white movies. It like Chris said, it was, kind of it had its darker moments, but it was, and all in all was pretty uplifting. And, the ending was really great.
I read after the fact, after we watched it today, just going through Wikipedia, that it was originally a Paul Newman vehicle, and
Oh.
that fell apart because it reminded me a little bit of The Sting. I mean, it had some Sting
Right.
elements from the different time period, but the same kind of scams. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember what my mindset was in 1973, whether I would have been high or drunk or straight or broke or all of the above,
Yeah.
and who I identified with. But when you picked it, Chris, I was happy to watch it again because I know I've seen it. I just don't remember seeing it when it first came out and having the money to see it when it first came out because I couldn't afford dates with Karen and women of that stature.
Oh.
So I probably saw it after the fact.
You
But
know,
I think Tatum O'Neal is and I don't know what's happened to her since or
Ooh,
if it's
she had
done
a
much.
stroke in 2020. She hasn't even fully regained speech yet.
Wow.
Really?
Overdosed and had a
oh,
I
oh
thought
yeah.
she was phenomenal the
I
first
did
time I
too.
saw it.
Yeah.
And again, I think she holds the screen the entire movie, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No, she's had such a tragic adulthood. Her drug issues have been, that's what she lost. She and McEnroe had 3 kids and he has had well, I mean, they're grown now, but he has had custody because of all of her drug issues. I mean, she had a heroin addiction.
Mhm.
And she was arrested for buying crack cocaine in Manhattan. I mean,
I'd forgotten that they were a couple. How long
Mm.
were they together? Do you know?
I want to say like
I
10
think-
or 12 years, something like that.
Yeah, it was a while. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
how-
Yeah,
They
and
have
I think
3
they
kids.
broke up and then came back again, I think. But cumulatively, I think it was 8 years or so, 8 or 9 years.
So
86
peaking
to
in your
94.
acting career at age 8 may not be the best
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being sort of thrown into Hollywood royalty in the mid 70s, not
Mhm.
Well, plus
as a tween, not even a teen yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
and to do it on
Like
your own,
Drew.
and to do it as Ryan O'Neal's daughter, that's
Mhm.
got to be an extra layer of pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even
But-
said was it Roger Ebert or one of the critics said they thought that this was one of Ryan O'Neal's finest performances as well
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this film. So
Well,
A lot
that's
of
what,
it has to do
you,
with how well it's written, and I think it's a really well written story. I'm still not sure whether it's supposed to be a comedy or a drama
a
or a
dramedy.
dramedy.
Yeah, a dramedy.
How
Yeah,
am I
that's,
supposed to feel?
I kind of felt the same way because the black and white reminded me of those black and white pictures that you see in the Depression era. And that, the sadness, and you see that in the people that they're passing and all that. And then you've got those other kind of pictures that were in during that time, movies that were all the women are wearing gowns and furs and you're drinking, the Thin Man and Fred and Ginger. So you've got all that compared to something like this that is just so down. But I loved her, Tatum O'Neal. She steals. You don't stop looking at her. And I love Ryan O'Neal too, but boy, she just on every scene, and she was practically in every scene, she just stole it. Her face was so good, just so good that you knew what she was thinking just by looking at her face and her eyes. And I just thought she was just terrific. And you know what?
The grandfather in me wants to know, good God, she didn't inhale, did she? I mean,
Oh, well, she
Yeah.
looked,
Right.
I was thinking the same thing. I think she sure did look like she did, because
Yeah,
that's where it starts, right there.
yeah.
it's a gateway drug to heroin for sure.
well, boy, she sure looked it. And the black girl also
Imogene,
smoking.
my
Yes.
favorite character, I have to say, after Addie was or Imogene. She was hilarious.
Yeah, there she was.
kind of ratting out her boss, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sadly,
And-
in the Wikipedia, story, there is a link to everybody else in the cast and what they have done and where they have. There is no link. We have no idea what happened to that young lady.
Really?
But I think
Oh my.
she was a bright light in that movie. Yeah.
Mhm. PJ
I looked
Johnson,
that up
I
too.
think is her
There's
name.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she didn't inhale. I noticed that. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but sure looked like Tatum did. So I really I thought Bogdanovich did. It was the black and white was just so well, and those Bibles reminded me of Trump. It was like, oh my God, that's where he got the idea of putting his name on the Bibles in gold.
Did Bogdanovich do Last Picture Show? Is that somebody else?
Yes. No,
Yes.
that's him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And that was in black and white too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one came first?
Last Picture Show. I'm certain of that.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Gary, I was going to say,
Yeah,
I didn't
71.
see it in 73, but I think it came on TV a number of years later. And I think that's where I first saw it. I don't think I ever saw it at the theater. I think I saw it on TV as a Monday at the movies or whatever they used to have. I think that's where I saw it. So that would have been in the later 70s.
I was, because Joan and I quote lines from it all the time, and I was convinced it was something we watched together early in our marriage. And I thought, 73, that was my
Yeah.
first wife. And I don't,
Locked it out.
yeah, blocked it out. Just kidding. There was no first
Yeah, I
wife.
know.
There is a first wife. She's still,
He's still
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I just got a text from Jeff Arthur. I'm probably going to miss the whole movie group. I got a piece of wood stuck in my finger about 3 months ago. And I finally went to get it out. They sent me for an ultrasound, which is taking forever.
Oh my
That's no
God.
excuse.
Why?
That's
Yeah.
no excuse.
It would have
I'm
been
gonna
easier
tell
to
him
fly
he's
to St. Louis and have Jeff take it out.
right. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do that. Probably saving money.
Yeah.
probably,
We'll get that.
probably.
Yeah.
So did
Maybe
you
you
guys
could-
love the cars in this movie? I
Yes.
just loved the cars. Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially when he buys that new one, the 1936.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Nice
impress
car.
Trixie.
Yes.
Press
Yeah.
Trixie Delight.
Yeah.
And when she walked and how she moved her boobs so fast. I don't know how she did that, but I was just laughing because it's like she had little springs on her feet, maybe that made her bounce around. I don't know. It
Now,
was,
that scene when she comes down the hill should be in the Hall of Fame somewhere.
yeah. But she's so good. She's just
I don't know how
good.
you do that.
She is something.
Yeah.
And she just talk nonstop. But yeah, when Imogene was just throwing her under the bus right and left, and she told her
Yeah.
to be careful with the luggage. And she would just throw it up in the back of the vehicle anyway. Just
Yeah.
no recharge for the woman.
Yeah.
So
it was good.
in 73, we were, trying to claw our way out of Vietnam. I'm trying to figure out, what the zeitgeist was, and was this supposed to be pure entertainment, or did it have some message beyond just superficial entertainment? And I can't remember. Does anybody remember how it hit them, or what, message, if any, there was buried in there, or was it just light entertainment?
This is pure conjecture, but I think Peter Bogdanovich recognized he had a hell of a script on his hands, and he better make this, and didn't have a lot of agenda otherwise.
It was really well written. Yeah.
He was going to call the movie Addie Pray after the book, and Orson Welles said, no, you call it Paper Moon. And he goes, advertise it as Paper Moon. And even if the movie isn't ready, you call it Paper Moon because it'll do so well.
I didn't hear you, Chris. What was he going to call it?
Well, the
Addie
name of the
Pray.
book is Addie Pray.
Oh, yeah.
After,
Yeah.
after the
Based on a
book.
book.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm
But
sorry.
somebody in the mix said Paper Moon is the perfect title, but the movie studio said, well, then you got to put a scene in that refers to a paper moon, because otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm not sure the audience is smart enough to put two and two together. So
Yeah, but then but then the music, Paper Moon, is all through it too. And when you listen to the lyrics, it's exactly what's happening during the Depression, you know? I mean, nothing's real.
Well, it's also about their relationship too. You know, it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me.
Right.
And with him being her father, maybe, and you know,
Mhm.
if you believe in
Exactly,
me,
yeah.
it's not make-believe.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
I
So
think
they-
I walked away with it being like that she was a child star, you know, that was like my big takeaway was like she had won the Academy Awards, and I just thought they've got a phenomenal young lady, young girl, you know, and that's kind of how I remembered it. I didn't think, and pure entertainment too. I have to admit, a lot of these films from the 70s I didn't see, you know, but you read a lot about them and all that, you know, and Academy Awards would come around, you'd see clips and stuff like that, but I skipped it, you know. I was more into, in 73, whatever we were watching in college, not Paper Moon. But
Yeah, probably.
but I remember Tatum O'Neal just being a phenomenal child star.
Mhm.
Did she do anything else?
Not really. I was just looking at her credits, and I mean, she did a lot of movies, but
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like two or 3 years, and I liked that. That was pretty good too. You know? But Nickelodeon, I don't see anything in here that was like
Yeah.
something that just really left an impression on you. But she did probably 30 movies.
Yeah, and she did a
Wow.
lot later on, a lot of TV too. She not usually as the, you know, the main character, the lead character, but she would, you know, she was in Sex in the City, and
Really?
yeah, and I mean, just like, you know,
One
Yeah.
episode.
yeah, single episode kind of a character. She was on Dancing with the Stars,
Yeah.
but she got eliminated right away. She was not a good dancer.
She played
Dancing
herself.
with her thing, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then the what's his name? John Hillerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was the guy from Magnum PI until I.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
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 And he was in a lot of Peter Bogdanovich movies. When I didn't do what you did, or Gary, I didn't look at so much about this movie on Wikipedia, but I wanted to look up Peter Bogdanovich. And if you look him up on Wikipedia, there's like a grid that shows, you know, all of his movies, and then all of the actors that were in multiple of his movies. I think John Hillerman was in like 4 or 5 of
Wow.
Bogdanovich's movies.
Which character was he?
The sheriff.
The sheriff.
He was 2 characters. He was a bootlegger and the sheriff, because they were twin brothers.
Oh, that's right. They were twins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he? I think he played Higgins on Magnum PI. Wasn't it
Yep.
Higgins?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was it my imagination, or did the hotel front desk clerk did he appear in multiple movies? It seems like I've seen that. That's a very specific look. It seems like he has appeared in multiple productions, but
I don't know.
I don't know his
I
name.
don't know. I don't know.
Mahoney, did we watch this in college or later?
No, I was just sitting there thinking, I'm almost certain I didn't see it in college, and I'm not sure I've ever seen it all the way through until this
Yeah.
week. I've seen it on TV and, you know, seen segments of it, but I can't say that I've ever seen it all the way through. So, yeah, that was the first. You know, normally I've seen things at least once.
What did you think?
I thought it was a cute little story, and that was it. You know, I mean, you were asking about whether or not it had a relation to its times. I don't think it did. I think it was just, you know, a good yarn told well.
It was. I liked Randy Quaid as Leroy when they did what was it?
Oh yeah.
In wrestling, with or without shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I kept looking for him throughout the movie, going, okay, where's Randy Quaid in this thing? Where is he? Blah, 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 blah. And he shows up
For
4/5
3
of the way through the
seconds.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hilarious when they were all pouring out of that cabin following the father. had no teeth and he had his robe on, you know, getting ready to wrestle. They were all about that. Oh boy.
He'll always be cousin Eddie to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Jeff, do you have any more insights other than you don't think there was an agenda? Any takeaways?
I got kind of.
You're always good at
interested
seeing things that I don't see, so I'm curious.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I was entranced by the photography. I'm interested that they used a red filter. I wouldn't have known what that would have done, but that was cool. I got kind of interested in Bogdanovich's history, and I just read it mostly on IMDb, but I'm looking at the section on Wikipedia. He was all over the place. He was, you know, he was an actor. He was a major cinema journalist for a long time.
Really?
And he first started working with Roger Corman, who was kind of an interesting character, and did Last Picture Show. He got somehow involved with Orson Welles, who was like a pillar of the cinema at that time. He did What's Up, Doc, which I do remember seeing, and I thought that was hilarious.
Is that with Streisand?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Ryan
and
O'Neal.
he did Mask.
Really?
But some of his later movies really did not show up very much. He was in The Sopranos. He's in Orson Welles' last film. And he
Well, you say in The
directed.
Sopranos as an actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a recurring character as the psychiatrist.
Oh,
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And he did some documentaries about John Ford and about Buster Keaton, I think, Running Down a Dream about Tom Petty, and some stuff, he did interviews with a variety of directors, Howard Hawks, who was influential to him, and Alfred Hitchcock and Orson Welles.
is he still alive?
No.
No, he was 82. He died from Parkinson's disease.
Mm.
He was a film programmer at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City in the early 60s. That's where he got exposed to a lot of different directors. He wrote for Esquire, Saturday Evening Post, Cahiers de Cinema, which is a French film critic publication, I think. And so, you know, I didn't have time to go through all of it, but he did have some real busts, like a voyage to the planet of prehistoric women, which didn't really take off.
I
Well,
bet not.
there was that whole section of time when, you know, when he was involved with Hugh Hefner and Dorothy Stratton and her murder, and then her
Right.
younger sister
Right.
Louise Stratton, and that whole, you know, because Louise was like 13 and.
Well, I've been grasping for a movie to recommend. So, Voyage to the Planet of Prehistoric Women.
Yes,
It's
that's
not
it.
available.
All right.
Oh, it's not
You
available.
can't rent it anywhere. It's not.
You can probably buy it on DVD somewhere. Oh,
Yeah.
here comes
Oh,
Jim.
Somebody's
Jeff
old
Arthur.
VHS.
We'll find it.
So
Jeff
anyway,
Arthur,
that's what
show us your finger.
Oh, there's Jeff.
Hey, hi.
Sorry to
your
be late.
finger.
How's that Sasquatch candle working out for you?
Yeah, I didn't actually buy it.
I didn't think so.
Oh,
It was funny anyway.
Are
Did
you
they
playing
find the
hurt
foreign
tonight?
body?
You know, like 3 months ago, I got essentially a sliver, a piece of wood in my finger, and it's starting to annoy me. So I went in to have it looked at, and they wanted me to get ultrasound, and so that's what I was doing. Took forever.
Is it,
Okay.
did they find it?
Did they take it out?
Yeah, it's 0.8 centimeters long, and it's about 0.3 centimeters deep. I mean, in my finger.
Is amputation an option?
Hey, we could have done surgery at Barnhart's house after Sanders' service if you would have said something.
Yeah, we have a hand surgeon in the mix here.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, with your immune suppression, you have to be careful about stuff like that, as you well know.
Yeah, well, I'm on Bactrim and azithromycin, so. Hopefully that'll take care of it. It's pressure treated wood too, so
Ooh.
probably not good.
Uh,
But they got it out?
No, they have to have a surgeon do it.
Oh, my.
Oh,
So they're gonna-
really?
They're gonna call me at some point.
Wow.
That's a
And
lot
free
of
of
doing
Mike?
for a splinter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Catch the next flight to St. Louis.
How did you get it to begin with?
I was clearing some dirt off the top of concrete forms. And yeah, I mean I figured it was in there, but it was really way too deep to get out myself. So
Hmm.
I thought it would go away eventually.
Well, what'd you think of the movie? You have the next 8 minutes all to yourself.
Meh. I wasn't too excited about it. I'd never seen the whole thing. I'd seen lots of parts of it, but I never saw the whole thing. I liked the parts where they were scamming various people, and I was interested.
It tells us a lot.
That was the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 2 years after the greatest love story movie of all time. So everybody had to go see
Ryan.
Yeah.
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 Now that I think about it, Jeff, were you even alive in 73 when they made this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I was 10 years old. But for those of you who are around in the Depression,
Zing.
Oh, good one.
Good one.
that,
Good one.
that guy paid him $200. That would have been a
Yeah.
whole ton of money back in
You're
the
right.
Yeah.
how much did you
absolutely.
get paid? How
Well,
much?
I think for the rest of us, our parents were around during the Great Depression. Mine were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine too.
Yeah.
They were. That was the
We
early
heard stories, you
1900s.
know. Yeah.
I was gonna, Google it and see how much money that would be in today's terms, but I never got around to it.
It would have been a couple $1,000s, I think. Yeah.
I would bet that, yeah.
Easily, yeah.
Well, I was surprised, $24 for that Bible.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was,
I
Well,
mean,
it's
that-
funny when Addie was eyeing that woman up, looking at
Yeah.
a necklace, kind of looking around what she
Oh,
had in
she
her house.
knew.
She's like,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, I
what
can get
we
it.
got this, yeah.
She
Yeah.
was a bigger
Here,
con.
step aside, Dad. I'm gonna take care of this
Yeah.
for you.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
she was smarter than anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that she was.
Yeah,
So-
that was
Bill,
good.
did you follow why there was $200 in play?
There was $200 in play because maybe I don't remember.
Well,
Yeah,
he
the,
tried to get a couple thousand, but that's what the guy offered him. And he said,
Yeah,
"Took it."
when Addie's mom was killed, the Ryan O'Neal character coaxed $200 out of as a payment for killing Ryan, Tatum O'Neal's
Yeah, the guy's brother. Yeah.
mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a payoff it was a guilt payoff for the death of Addie's mother. And
Okay.
Addie thought it should have been her $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was her mother.
Yeah, my mom died.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best line in the whole thing.
Hmm.
My $200.
I want my $200. Yeah.
Oh, and then she acted up in the restaurant and just
Yeah.
made a total scene. So he's like,
Yeah.
she was brilliant that way.
Mhm.
Oh, she was. And the waitress coming up and calling her Precious. My daddy, would you buy Precious a piece of pie?
Yeah.
Her name's not Precious.
But she had an adult mind, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
figured out the whole situation between the front desk guy and Madeline Kahn, and
Yeah.
she knew what how adults thought, and that's why she wanted to
Well,
catch
her mother was kind of like Madeline Kahn was. She was kind of a
similar.
lady of the night.
A
Yeah, so
floozy.
A bar
she knew what
fly.
kind of behavior was involved there. So
Exotic
but she did
dancer.
hatch a great plot to get rid of Madeline Kahn. That was
Oh, that
genius.
was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had a name for those for women. back then. She was a flopper or something like that.
A floozy?
No, it wasn't.
No. You mean they used it in the movie?
I
Did
mean,
they?
flapper.
Flapper.
A flapper? Yeah, that would
that
be
was
in
a
the
20s
20s.
term.
That has a
That
whole
would have been
different
in the
meaning than
20s.
flopper.
True. But yeah, I think in rural Kansas in the Depression era, they would probably still refer to women like that as flappers.
Well, no, flappers were more like a dancer.
Yeah, more
like
sophisticated than
dance.
that.
More the
City,
Charleston dancers were
Right,
flappers.
right now, yeah, I know that. I got that, but I can see how somebody would describe Addie's mom as a flapper.
Yeah, flapper, floozy, and she
Yeah.
had moxie. She had moxie. That's it.
You still with us, Jeff Arthur?
Yeah, I was looking up flapper.
And
This
reporting
is all
back,
before
right?
people worry too much about STDs, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I read that somewhere in there that, and I didn't pick up on this in the movie, that the Tatum O'Neal character suspected Trixie Delight had to urinate so often because she had a venereal disease.
Yeah,
Is that
I read
mentioned in the movie? Oh,
I read that somewhere too, and I didn't pick it up either.
I
yeah.
didn't pick that up. No.
But that is a symptom of a bacterial STI. So
Yeah.
Did that get hinted at in the movie?
Well, just that she always said that she had to go to the bathroom frequently.
Yeah.
Mhm. That she had to have had a bladder the size of a peanut.
Peanut, yeah.
Mention that.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, Jeff Arthur, flapper is
Oh, well, I didn't get to
I
that.
think you have to do it with flappers in the 1920s or
Yeah, it's showing me a bunch of pictures, but how to identify them. It doesn't really say what it is. Oh, here, a girl has just come out. She's an awkward age, neither a child nor a woman. Oh, I gotta open it. Jesus.
Is that your backyard behind you?
I was wondering the same thing.
That is the beautiful Skagit Valley in the springtime.
Nice.
Delaware daffodils and all that white back there, those are snow geese.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So
Holy
is that
smoke.
your part of the world?
Well, I don't live in the valley, but yeah, I mean the whole valley, yeah, but I mean, I
Nice.
don't live in the fields where they grow flowers, but
And tulips,
yeah.
thousands of tulips, right, in that valley? The
Yeah,
Skagit
that's
Valley.
whole month of April is the Tulip Festival.
It's beautiful.
So when the movie ended, and I'm guessing that most everybody didn't really know how it was going to end. Maybe a couple knew how it was going to end. Was anybody like wondering if it was going to end like a lot of the movies from the early 70s, late 60s, and he was going to be hurt a lot worse than he was? I mean, I was thankful when she got over there and he was just like beat up and everything was going to be fine, you know? Because I was thinking like Easy Rider or something, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
There were so many movies from the 60s especially where, you know, it took a dark turn at the end.
Yeah.
They did take all his money, so that was kind of bad.
yeah.
I mean, it was a pure comedy, really.
But they were together and they had a truck. So
Yeah.
And
rise
$10.
and run for it.
And all the games that the con games that they had
Yeah.
up their sleeves. Yeah.
The road ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
I was kind of amazed that they found all these places out in central and west Kansas that didn't take too much effort to make it look like it still was the Depression out there. I mean, some of the street scenes, for sure, you know, looked like, you know, they were pretty contemporary. I recognized that bridge that they drove over. It's the bridge from Missouri to Rulo, Nebraska, not Kansas. But yeah, I mean, you know, they did a nice job selecting sites for it.
Wasn't there a credit at the end that said where most of the shots were taken from? I thought it said like Hayes or something. And
Yeah. Yeah.
All these little, all these little towns in the vicinity of Hayes, Kansas.
and St. Joe.
And St. Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought,
God's country.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
All right. We ready to move on? Chris, you got anything to add to your movie pick?
I do not. I just hope everyone enjoyed it and found it lighthearted, and you could have a few laughs and smiles and have a better day.
It's a good pick,
I
Chris.
think when you
Was
picked it,
good.
Joan and I went, "Oh, good, a movie we watched when we first got married." Then we realized, no, we didn't. But we loved. I mean, we've obviously saw it early on, and I was happy to watch it again. Good pick.
Yeah.
Thank
good
you.
pick.
Thank you very much.
It was.
Thank you. So now we get to hear from Miss Karen for
Yeah,
next
hi,
movie.
yeah. So I have chosen a movie. We will be watching Silver Linings Playbook from
Oh, good one.
2012. It is right now. It's if you get Prime, it's included in Prime. You can watch it for free, but there's also a couple other places you can find it. If you haven't seen it before, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro. It's about 2 hours long. And I've chosen it in part because it's the film I'm going to use next semester when I teach my Intro to Psych course, as because there are many different aspects of the film that really work their way into my syllabus. So that's one of the reasons that I chose. I also I really like Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's really a great actress. So that's another reason. So that's my pick.
Good.
All right.
That's a good one.
So Jeff Arthur, we decided that because Thanksgiving is next week, that we're going to take the Monday afterwards off. So December 2nd, we will not convene.
All righty.
Okay.
And so
Then
the movie for the 9th will be that Voyage to the Planet of the.
The prehistoric women.
We may have to watch it several times to get an understanding of it.
What was the movie about the Neanderthals? It's really old, but
Yeah, BC or something.
no, not that. Not Raquel Welch, not that one. No, they really looked like Neanderthals.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we watched it.
We watched that at some
Yeah.
point.
It was probably one of Bob's picks.
It might have been.
Was
He loved that movie, and he would refer
wasn't
to. I can't think of the
Planet of the
name, but
Cave Bear?
No,
something like that?
no,
No.
that's not it either. I'll have to look it up. But
Oh, yeah.
Planet of the
We
Apes.
did
be
watch it.
in Walmart or someplace like that, and he'd see somebody that looked like a Neanderthal, and he would just judge me and say the name of that movie, and I'd be like, "So I'm laughing out loud," and he's like, "Shh."
Yeah. They didn't really have language. Was it Quest for Fire?
Right? They didn't have
Oh,
language.
Quest
think it
for
was
That's
Fire.
it. Quest for Fire. That's the one.
Yay, ding,
Yay,
ding,
Jeff.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm thinking it
Nudge,
was,
nudge. Quest
I
for
think
Fire.
Pete. It was Pete. I found it. It was
Oh,
back in
was
21.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So Voyage to the Planet of the Women and their quest
Prehistoric
for
women.
fire. It's a
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Right.
I have to thank Bill for helping me with my pick for Silver Linings Playbook, because I wasn't exactly sure if you guys had watched it or not. I didn't think so. I kind of looked through that list, but that list seems to go on forever. But Bill double checked for me. But come to find out, it was one of the, what you guys used to call extra credit, I think, or
Yeah.
Recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was one of Mike Sanders' recommendations.
Yeah.
Rule
Which
fair
one?
game.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Bill.
And I'm sorry, what's the name of it again? What's the name of your,
Silver Linings Playbook.
got it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. From
Got kind
2012.
of a sports theme.
Yeah, the Eagles, who are doing quite well this season. Should have put money on those boys.
Uh-oh, FanDuel.
Yeah. I talk about it, I never do.
I saw a
Anybody
movie
have
this week.
anybody seen anything in the last week they would recommend?
I saw A Real Pain.
I saw it too, Bill.
How'd you like
Like
it?
it?
I didn't like it that much. Did you? You
Really?
sound like you
I
did.
liked it a lot.
What's the
I'm
name
going
of
to
it?
see it tomorrow. A Real
A Real
Pain.
Pain.
Jesse Eisenberg is in it, but he also wrote and directed it. And then Kieran Culkin plays his cousin, and they take a trip to
Poland?
Poland, yeah, to Warsaw and the surrounds to honor their grandmother who had fairly recently died, who was a Holocaust survivor. So in part of the movie, they do go to a concentration camp in Poland.
Is this streamed or theater?
Theater.
Theater.
Yeah, it's at the theater right now.
Mhm. It's
But
very
what,
short. It's an hour and a half.
yeah, it's not very long. Yeah.
I'm going to see it tomorrow, so I'm looking forward.
It's not heartwarming, but it's touching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, A Real Pain. I mean, like you're trying to figure out what that it's all about,
Oh, yeah.
and then you get it. I mean, I liked it. I don't think it will appeal to the general audience though, but maybe we'll see. We'll see what
It's
this.
gotten good reviews. It's gotten really good reviews. No?
We're getting ready to go see Wicked this Friday.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I think we're going to too.
I
Yeah.
think we're going to go see Gladiator and Wicked.
Ah.
I think.
Wow.
Boy, Paul Mescal. He's going to be on Saturday Night Live this week too.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hey,
they
has
did-
anybody seen Conclave?
Yes,
Oh,
What'd you think?
What?
liked it a lot.
All right.
Yeah, I
Yes,
want to see that.
recommend it.
What's this? What's it? Conclave?
Conclave.
Conclave.
Conclave,
What's that about?
It's,
electing a pope.
yeah, it's the cardinals get together and they have a conclave, which is the word the Catholic Church uses for the process to select the next pope after a pope dies.
Yeah.
the local guys here on Channel 4, they didn't give it a very good review.
No.
They said it was kind of slow moving. Did somebody say they saw it?
Yes, I saw it. It
Yeah.
it is rather slow moving, but oh boy, that ending. Wow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did they have a meeting with
Yeah.
God? Or,
Well, it's
Oh, they
Yeah,
meet
it-
God. Yeah.
wow,
not the kind of movie that's going to have a few shoot 'em ups in
see
it.
that.
What did you say, Mahoney?
I said it's not the sort of movie that's going to have car chases and shoot 'em ups in it.
No,
No flaming
no.
helicopters.
I'm not gonna say.
Well, what is the premise of Conclave?
The premise is the selection of the next pope
Right.
and all the
Next pope
political,
dies.
Black smoke. Yeah.
yeah, and all the political maneuvering that goes on inside
Exactly.
of behind closed doors in the College of Cardinals
But
during,
is it,
Ah,
during their conclave.
but it's not like the one from a few years ago where the Pope steps down. Does the Pope die in this movie? Or
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, he dies. Yeah. Then all the cardinals are sequestered and what goes on.
yeah.
They
Well,
picked up the
speaking of
Trump.
political intrigue, I watched, and I've only watched a couple of them, but so far it's really good. It's called The Secret City. It's kind of a political thriller, journalists, interesting. It takes place in Australia, but it's just interesting because it's political and it's journalists and it's just really good.
Is that
Really
the
good.
series?
It is a series. I don't know how long it is. It might be. I don't think it's real long. I think it has a number of seasons, and this one I think is about 6 episodes, I think. But it's one of those that I'll probably binge because it's that good for me anyway. It's kind of a movie I like. And the other thing is that maybe Jeff Copeland, you saw the end of Disclaimer. Have you finished Disclaimer?
No, I'm close.
Okay.
It's compelling. Oh man,
Yes.
Kevin Kline. I just, after watching him in The Big Chill and then watching that, it's like, well, that guy has evolved as an actor.
Yeah. And he's evolved, period. He's just, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Quite an arc.
But he's,
Yeah.
and that's really good, I think, too.
Well,
Disclaimer.
yeah. I talked to somebody today. I haven't seen any of it, but I think just starting is Landmen with Billy Bob
yeah.
Thornton and Sheridan. What's his last name? Anyway, the guy from Yellowstone and so forth is the behind
Taylor
that. So
Sheridan?
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan, yeah. And he said that the first episode had some pretty funny stuff in it. So
What's
Yeah,
it
I-
might
called
be.
again?
Yeah, I saw it last night. It's well done.
What's it called again?
Land of Man.
Man. It's like Yellowstone for oil, right? Kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Gotta
What
pay for that
channel?
ranch, you know.
Yeah.
Where is it streaming?
Good
It's on
question.
Paramount.
Yeah, but probably only Paramount, like Yellowstone, right?
Yeah, it's not on Paramount Plus.
No, it's not on Paramount Plus. It's not on CBS. It's on, for people that have YouTube TV, you can get it on Paramount and you can record it. But I've talked to all sorts of people that are saying, now where do you get it?
Yeah.
I don't have YouTube TV, so I have a Roku. I
Yeah,
don't know if I can get Paramount or not, so.
oh, for the right amount of money, you can.
Well,
Sure.
of course, I have enough
Yeah.
things for the right amount of money that I'm not watching,
All
so.
right.
Well,
That's like I tried to watch a Mizzou game up here in Kansas City, and it wasn't on TV unless you got the SEC network, which I don't have. So
yeah, I got that. I just got YouTube TV because it does have the SEC network. It has the Longhorn network, which my husband, because he watches all the college games. So SEC, and then there's also the FS 1 and 2, which has a lot of college
Yeah.
games as well. That's on YouTube. Yeah, so, and
Yeah.
it's a lot less money than cable, that's for sure.
Yeah. Chris, what's your service? Because you ought to look at YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Well, I have a Roku television,
Right. Right back.
so, and then I have a Google Fiber for my internet. I might be able to get it, I just haven't.
You can.
Is
can.
that a
Okay.
paid service?
Do what?
YouTube TV, is that a paid service?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about $72 a month, but it has everything, pretty
It's
much.
like cable. It has all the cable
Yeah.
channels.
Plus, yeah,
And you can record.
and you can record.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
saves me about $110. That's what I just did it today, as a matter of fact, and it'll save me $110 a month. Just getting, cutting the cable and going with
Oh, you
YouTube
just
TV.
switched over today from
Yeah.
cable?
Yeah, just
Wow.
today, yeah. I've got a 10-day, trial, but yeah, I just switched today.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't have
That's not-
I don't have a backward looking recommendation, but I'm in about 6 minutes going to go watch the Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, yes.
Well, I guess it started recording an hour ago, so when we're done here, I'll get to see the first hour of the first episode on
Oh,
PBS.
that'll be good.
Who's in
Ken
that?
Burns.
Oh, Ken Burns. I bet that is.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Donna, did you notice that Bad Sisters is back for a second?
Yes, I know. I haven't seen it yet, but it's back on, so I
I haven't
will.
either, yeah. They
But
brought-
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Is that a series too?
Yeah. I think we saw it last year. We saw the series. I had recommended it last year. It takes place in Ireland, and they're sisters that do the deed.
Yeah.
Well, Karen has seen it. Have you seen my new Facebook profile photo, Donna?
I
includes-
have not, but I
It
didn't.
includes 3 of your favorite women.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, no, I haven't seen it, but I will look.
All right.
okay, I'm gonna
You're,
go have dinner here,
picnic-
gang.
All
Me
right.
too.
All right.
Hey,
Have
All
a
right.
good weekend.
All right.
See
See you
y'all
next
Monday.
week.
Y'all.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, Jeff.
good
Good night,
week.
Jeff.
And good pick,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah,
Thank
good pick.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great
Chris.
pick.
Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye, everybody.